Bonjour! Watching French movies is a great way to learn the language and also getting to know the culture better. French cinema is a genre in itself. Let's dive into the first decade of this millennial. I'm from Lyon, the birthplace of cinema, so I couldn't but talk about French cinema. These are my 7 must-see French movies that give a great panorama of the French culture. Some of them were even box office successes and received awards in France and sometimes abroad. Welcome to my channel. I'm Giga, a French serial expat. After navigating the culture shocks in the UK, Spain, Argentina, but also Brazil and Ireland, I now help English-speaking expats to decode the French culture and administration. So if you like this type of content, you can like the video and subscribe to my channel to encourage me. Merci! Let's start. There is no specific order here. Bienvenue chez les Ch'tis. Welcome to the Sticks. This French comedy pits the north of France against the south of France. Tired of working in the same dead-end district in the south of France, Philippe applies for a postal service position further south down, near the French Riviera, to please his wife and son. But to put all the chances on his side, he falsifies his application. He gets posted in the far north of France as a punishment. This comedy accentuates the stereotype of the southern and northern French region. Just hilarious. Bienvenue chez les Ch'tis had the highest number of tickets sold in the first decade of this millennial.
J'ai une bonne et une mauvaise nouvelle.
Viré.
Pire encore.
Pire que viré, c'est quoi?
T'es muté dans le Nord.
Le Nord? Non. À Lyon?
Pas à Lyon, dans le Nord.
Mais dis pas qu'il m'envoie à Paris.
Pas à Paris.
Dis donc, je suis en train de regarder Sanary-sur-Mer et les apparts fabuleux. Pas traîner pour visiter, hein?
Rassure-toi, on n'y va plus.
C'est pas possible.
Non, mais attends, on m'a proposé autre chose de bien plus intéressant.
Où ça?
Où ça? À Burg.
Dur.
Et il fait très froid.
Oh. En été, ça va, parce que tu as 0, 0,1. Mais l'hiver, ça descend. Moins 10, moins 20, moins 30. C'est le Nord.
Avec la mer du Nord pour dernier terrain vague, des vagues de dunes pour arrêter les vagues et de vagues rochers bouclés.
Vous êtes arrivé à destination.
Oh mon Dieu! Ça va? Vous n'êtes pas mort? Bienvenue, monsieur le directeur.
Le fabuleux destin d'Amélie Poulain, known as Amélie abroad. This movie is a must-see. Amélie was a huge success both in France and abroad, so you may have seen it already. If you haven't, this is your chance. This movie illustrates one very French cultural behavior: to find beauty everywhere and to give importance to small details. This movie plays with the French stereotypes and will show you a Paris that no one has never seen. A young woman, Amélie, who had an unusual childhood, decides to make people around her happy by intervening in their lives. This is a charming and romantic comic fantasy not to miss, with a beautiful soundtrack.
Do you know what these people have in common? This is Amélie. With the discovery of a simple childhood treasure, she begins a quest to fix other people's lives. And perhaps her own as well.
Totally another style of movie. Ne le dis à personne. Tell no one. Alex's wife, Margot, was brutally murdered by a serial killer. Alex revisits day in and day out the troubling memory of his lost love. 8 years have passed when one day Alex receives an anonymous email. He clicks the face of a woman in a crowd. Is it Margot?
Your precious love me more than any love could ever be.
L'Auberge Espagnole. This comedy also stars Audrey Tautou from Amélie and the famous French actor Romain Duris. L'Auberge Espagnole is the story of a young French student's adventure during a year in Barcelona. We follow his steps during his integration and cultural discovery together with his flatmates from all over Europe. Young expats will identify with this intercultural adventure.
My story starts here, with the decision to go away for a year.
I'm here about the roommate ad. You know, we want life to be cool together. We want good vibes between people.
I understand the problem. We are already from very different countries. You know, I'm Italian, Tobias is German, Lars is Danish, Wendy is English, so that is Espanol.
Okay, now I have some questions. What do you expect your life to be in about 5 years?
That's a ridiculous question. You can't ask me that. I don't know what I'm going to be doing
Listen,
in 5 years.
this is a very normal question. Yeah? I have a list of questions. If anybody don't like my question, I want to ask another question.
Do you like riding horses?
Come to a place where a year can change a lifetime. Come to l'Auberge Espagnole.
Les choristes. The chorus. Les choristes is a musical and dramatic comedy that has a famous French conductor look back from the present to 1949, when his life was transformed by his new teacher. The young boy was at a dreary state reform school for orphans from World War II in the countryside of France. This musical success brought back into fashion the practice of choir all around France.
Sur ton chemin, gamins oubliés, égarés, donne-leur la main pour les mener vers d'autres lendemains.
De battre mon cœur s'est arrêté. The beat that my heart skipped. This drama is a multi-award-winning film directed by Jacques Audiard. It's the story of a young man, starred by Romain Duris, torn between becoming a pianist like his mother or a criminal like his father. By chance, one day, Tom meets with his late concert pianist mother's manager, who offers him to do an audition. Intrigued, Tom asks a virtuoso Chinese pianist to help him prepare for the audition, even though they don't speak the same language.
Tu t'as gigoté comme ça, t'as mal aux couilles ou quoi?
Non mais tu devais pas me dire un truc?
Qu'est-ce que tu dirais si je me remariais?
Je la connais.
Putain, tu vas voir. Elle a des nibards et un cul.
Bon, ça ira. Oh, ça va. Je trouve l'affaire. Je la négocie et à l'arrivée, je t'enfile la moitié. Mais tu me prends pour un con ou quoi? Chris, c'est le diminutif de quoi, hein? Yvonne?
Vous vous foutez de moi? Qu'est-ce que je vous ai fait?
Écoute, j'aime beaucoup mon père. Je voudrais pas qu'il se monte la tête pour rien. J'ai pas envie de recoller les morceaux après, tu comprends?
Parce que tu fais du piano, que t'es à côté de tes pompes, c'est ça?
Mais je suis pas à côté de mes pompes, mec. T'as rien compris?
Nous, ça va nous rapporter quoi?
T'as pensé au service que je t'avais demandé?
Non, j'ai pas eu le temps.
T'as le temps de te monter la caisse avec tes conneries de piano. Moi, je te demande 20 minutes dans ta vie, t'as pas le temps.
C'est qui ce mec?
Il s'appelle Minskoff.
Hello, Monsieur Minskoff? If you don't give back the money to my father, I'll kill you! Fuck you! Very good, non?
La Môme, la vie en rose. From her childhood to her time of glory, this drama follows the life of the exceptional Edith Piaf. Discover the singer's soul and tragic destiny, but also the woman's heart and wounds. This intense movie shows a fragile and indestructible French artist that tug at every French people's heartstrings.
Marchons, abreuve nos sillons.
Bravo.
She came from the streets of Paris.
Allez, venez, Milord, vous asseoir à ma table.
De la rue aux Gernizes, voici la môme Piaf.
And survived using the only gift she had.
Tu vas t'écouter tous les soirs chez Leplay, tu as beaucoup à apprendre.
Oh, t'es bien le premier qui me dit ça.
Articule. Reprends.
Ça n'existe pas, chante comme je parle.
Soit tu fais ce que je te dis, soit tu retournes d'où tu viens. Mais j'ai une salle qui attend, moi. Edith, t'as travaillé pour ça, tu m'as écouté, tu m'as plu. Redresse-toi.
Picture House proudly presents
Hold me close and hold me fast.
a true story
The magic spell you get.
of the voice of a nation.
Vous m'avez fait pleurer. Votre voix est comme l'âme de Paris.
The last movie is a suggestion from one of my blog's readers, and I totally agree with him. Le Scaphandre et le Papillon, The Diving Bell and the Butterfly, a Franco-American co-production. This drama is based on the best-selling autobiography of Jean-Dominique Bauby. In 1995, a crippling stroke had him left in a lock-in syndrome, a rare neurological condition in which his mind was clear and alert, but he could not move one muscle except his left eyelid. A very touching movie in which the author never lost his sense of humor, a lesson of life. Le Scaphandre et le Papillon won awards at the Cannes Film Festival, the Golden Globes, the BAFTA, and the César Awards. It also received 4 Oscar nominations. Several critics later listed it as one of the best films of its decade. I hope you liked this selection and that it inspired you for your next movie night. Of course, there are other movies that I haven't mentioned here. If there are any from this decade that you've liked, I'd love to know. Please share them in the comments below. Bon film, merci et à bientôt!